Daf Yomi, Tractate Chullin, page 5b. Top of the page with the words Rabbi Shimon ben Yossi, Omer. Rabbi Shimon ben Yossi, Omer, Mishum Rabbi Shimon, Asher lo tiasen mishkagav Yashem, Hashad migidiaso, Mevin korban al shigigaso, En Hashad migidiaso, En Mevin korban al shigigaso. Rabbi Shimon ben Yossi says, the name of Rabbi Shimon, that the verse says, and it's interesting, we're having a lot of Rabbi Shimon now, and it's Lag BaOmer, just coming off of Lag BaOmer. It's true that Rabbi Shimon is pretty common, but still, it's not all the time, so it's an interesting connection. So Rabbi Shimon ben Yossi says, in the name of Rabbi Shimon, that the verse says, and does unwittingly one of these things that may not be done, and he becomes guilty, or if his sin that he sinned became known to him, Leviticus 4:22-23. From the words become known to him, it is inferred one who repents due to his awareness that he performed a transgression. As he had known that the action is prohibited, had he known that the action is prohibited, he would not have performed it, brings an offering for his unwitting transgression in order to achieve atonement. But one who does not repent due to his awareness that he sinned, for example, a transgressor who would have sinned even had he been aware that the act is prohibited, does not bring an offering for his unwitting action. ואומר רב חמנונה משום עד לאכול חלב והביא קורבן על הדם יקבינהו. And we say, what is the difference between their two opinions? And Rav Hamnuna said the difference is in the case of a transgressor with regard to eating the forbidden fat of a domesticated animal, and he brought an offering for unwittingly consuming blood, is the difference between them. According to the first Tana, he may not bring an offering as he is a transgressor. According to Rabbi Shimon, since he repented for unwittingly consuming blood, due to his awareness that he sinned, he brings a sin offering for that unwitting sin. In any event, this Braita apparently contradicts the previously cited Braita with regard to the source for the halacha that one does not accept an offering from a transgressor. Chad v'chatos v'chad v'oilo tzrichi tiyashmin chatos mishum nelechapohu aval oilo lidonhu ema lekabel mineim tiyashmin oila mishum nelav chiyuvahu aval chatos chiyuvahu ema lekabel minei tzricho. The Gemara answers, one source teaches with regard to the sin offering of a transgressor that it is not accepted, and one source teaches with regard to the burnt offering of a transgressor that is not accepted, and both sources are necessary, as if the Torah had taught us this halacha only with regard to a sin offering, one might have thought that it is not accepted due to the fact that it is for atonement, and as a transgressor, he is undeserving of atonement. But with regard to a burnt offering, which is merely a gift, doron, it says, ola, doron is a gift. Say that one ought to accept it from him, and then one ought to accept it from him. And if the Torah had taught us this halacha only with regard to a burnt offering, one might have thought that it is not accepted due to the fact that it is not an obligation, but with regard to a sin offering, which is an obligation, say that one ought to accept it from him. Therefore, both sources are necessary. ואמר רב יהודה אמר רב אלו בני אדם שנערו מן בדס ומשימין עצמן כבהמו Hasam kesiv Adam ubevehema. In the previous Braita, the sages derived from the phrase from the animal that the people who are similar to an animal are included among those from whom offerings are accepted. The Gemara seeks to understand the meaning of the phrase similar to an animal and asks, and everywhere that the word animal is written is interpreted referring to a person, does it indicate a deficiency? But isn't it written, man and animal you preserve, Lord? Psalms 36 verse 7. Rabbi Yehuda says, the Rav says, these are people who are clever in terms of their intellect, like people, and despite their intelligence, they comport themselves humbly and self-effacingly like an animal. More answers, there is written man and animal. Here the word animal alone is written. The Gemara asks, and everywhere that the terms man and animal are written together, does it indicate a virtue? But isn't it written, and I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and with the seed of animal, Jeremiah 31:26. And the sages interpreted the phrase seed of animal as a reference to ignorant, inferior people. The Gemara answers there, doesn't the verse separate man and animal? The seed of man is discrete, and the seed of animal is discrete. Siman Niklaf. The Gemara revisits the matter of slaughter by a Samaritan and cites a mnemonic for the names of the sages that follow. Nun for Hanan, Kuf for Yaakov, Lamed for Levi, for Ben Levi, and Pei for Bar Kapara. Amar Rabbi Hanan, Amar Rabbi Yaakov Baridi, Amar Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi, Mishum Bar Kapara. Rabban Gamliel ben Dinon imnu al shchitat kusi vesura. Amar Rabbi Zera, Rabbi Yaakov Baridi, Shema lo Shema Rabbi Ela. Vishen Yisrael oy min al gabo, Malidan Namei Merabanan. Kidilag mirina shishmaita Vishen Yisrael oy min al gabo, Lemema bohi. Rabbi Hanan says that Rabbi Yaakov Baridi says that Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi says in the name of Bar Kapara. The opinions of Rabbi Gamliel and his court were counted with regard to the status of the slaughter of a Samaritan, and they prohibited it. Rabbi Zera said to Rabbi Yaakov Baridi, perhaps my teacher heard that halacha only indicates where a Jew is not standing over him. Rabbi Yaakov Baridi said to Rabbi Zera, this one of the sages seems like one of the people who have not studied halacha. When a Jew is not standing over the Samaritan, is it necessary to say that it is prohibited to eat from what he slaughters? Kabul mineh or no kabul mineh? Toshima, Dom Rabbi Nachman bar Yitzchak Amar Avasi. Amar Rabbi Nachman Yitzchak Amar Avasi Ani Reisi Es Rabbi Yochanan Shacham Nishchitas Kusi. Af Rabbi Yasi Acham Nishchitas Kusi. Zeba Rabbi Zera. Lo Shemi Elohu Diya V'Shemi Elohu Hava Mekavlele. Oy Dilma Shemi Elohu V'Lo Kavluha. The Gemara asks, did Rabbi Zera accept that response from Rabbi Yaakov Baridi, or did he not accept it from him? Come and hear a proof to resolve that dilemma from that which Rabbi Nachman bar Yitzchak says that Rabbi Asi says. I saw that Rabbi Yochanan ate from the slaughter of a Samaritan, and Rabbi Asi too ate from the slaughter of a Samaritan. And Rabbi Zera wondered about it, whether perhaps they did not hear the halacha that it is prohibited to eat from the slaughter of a Samaritan, but had they heard it, they would have accepted it, or perhaps they heard the halacha but did not accept it.
Hechem istaya milzal mechal sura. Hashta behemdan shel tzadiki mein HaKadosh Baruch Hu mevit hakol al yadon. Tzadiki matzman lekol shchen.
Rabbi Zera then resolved the matter for himself. It stands to reason that they heard it but did not accept it, as if it enters your mind that they did not hear it, but that they heard it, they would have accepted it, how did the matter eventuate, leading these sages to eat the forbidden food? Now consider, if even though the animals of the righteous, the Holy One blessed be He, does not generate mishaps, then is it not all the more so true that the righteous themselves would not experience mishaps? Interesting. Be continued.